Welcome. The collective is here for your information, knowledge, and love. What we ask of you is to sit and listen. Listen to the vibration. Listen to the frequency. For it is the words that the ears will hear, but it is the frequency that you seek. It is where the wisdom and knowledge is held. So allow yourself now to be immersed in this frequency. For where is humanity headed? Many of you have this question upon your heart. Where is humanity? Where is humanity headed? Oh, not just in the next several weeks, but the future of humanity. Where is it headed? These are the questions that you ask of yourself. But why is that the most important question to you? Where is humanity headed? What is it? Why is there so much turmoil? Why is there war? Why is there anguish? Why is there destruction? See, that is the premise behind where humanity is moving. There has to be something for a catalyst for humanity to move forward. That's the human construct. That's the physical construct in which you exist. And you have to understand that as a foundational understanding. From the point at which humanity entered into this realm, this existence, this planet, there has always been turmoil. There's been an up, there's been a down, there's been a left, there's been a right, there's been polarity. For it has been written that humanity will have struggles. That is the essence of humanity. This is why you choose this life, believe it or not, is to take on these struggles, to challenge yourself with what lies out in front of you. As you're drawing your contract there at source, mingling with all of the other energy, all of the divine energy, all of the divine essence of all beings, you choose to draw a contract and enter into the human form. But why would you? Why would you choose to come into this physical form and experience such trauma? From the point of birth itself, why would you choose to pick the trauma of birth to have a full existence as a human in this reality point? There are many other lives you can choose that do not take physicality. The one and only answer is to understand it this way. You are the strongest beings of all. The ones that choose the physicality are the strongest amongst all. You are there to learn the lessons, yes. You are there to bring the lessons back into the energetic field. You are here purposefully. You are here to mingle with the rest of the human population. But you are here to change the human population, one individual at a time. See, for in each incarnation, you imprint the energetic field, this unified field of consciousness. You imprint it with a vibrational signature. And throughout time, it has been evolving, growing, strengthening. For now, if you were to perceive it, if you were to look upon it and see it above in your sky, it is vibrating at a frequency that you could not comprehend in your physicality. This is why so many now humans are awakening. So many humans are experiencing what cannot be understood. Humanity goes through cycles of this. You are at a pinnacle point in humanity where all is beginning to be experienced. But why is it important to understand where you are headed? It isn't to be a prize at the end of the journey. For, yes, there's a point in your future that all will ascend into the fifth dimensional plane. And at that point, once you ascend into that fifth dimensional plane, it isn't as if you leave this planet and enter onto a new planet. This planet still exists, your humanity still exists, but your dimensional perspective changes. That duality is lessened. It isn't the primary binding of your understanding. But while you are here in this lower dimensional plane, it is to begin to understand that each of you have your own specific purpose. For yes, in your United States, you have an election. Do not worry about the election. Make your choices, live your day, for as you wake the next, it'll be a next day. Nothing is going to erupt and change the course of human existence. You're not going to fall off the planet. But it is to understand that why does it take one instance of something that is so simple to create such division? It isn't the person on each side, it isn't the understanding of what they are here to do. For they too are divine beings, regardless of what your humanness may tell you. They too have taken a contract just like you to be part of this consciousness field that is increasing. They too have entered into this human reality point to be a divine force for humanity. So if you continue to look at it from your human perspective, you're going to be challenged by it. See, this is where the beauty in all understandings begin to come into view. You're not here just in your humanness. You're here in your divine. That divine perspective is what you shall be looking through. See, it is to allow that divine perspective to guide you. For if you pull yourself aside from your humanness and you begin to observe the world around you from that divine perspective, you no longer see physical humans. You see divine beings standing in front of you. And you could not take up arms against a divine being in an energetic sense. The human, yes, but not the divine. Now, how does that play out through time? Wars, the necessity of wars. Why is that a necessity? Many have asked this. Why is there endangerment to children? Why are there wars? Why are there killing? All of these questions, but this is all in the human realm. The answer, this may be difficult for many to understand. All of the actions that upset the human are purposeful. They are the catalyst to change one's existence. But you also have to understand, just as you have drawn a contract to enter into this life, they too have drawn a contract and completely understood the purpose of their contract. You do not see the full outcome of your contract, and that is purposeful. But those that choose to come into this existence knowing they are going to be part of great change, and there have been many throughout your history as humanity, they have all come in together at once with the same understanding of their contract and the contractual outcomes of it for the outcome of humanity, to change the consciousness of humanity. So this is why now you see a great uprising throughout your planet, not just locally in your United States. Because there are so many that have come into this world understanding their contract, to play out that contract in their humanness. All the while their consciousness is actually much higher than many on this planet, because it has to be. for that outcome. What you witness in your physicality is disturbing. But if you just step back and be in your divine, you will fully understand the agreements that are in place for the change of humanity. There is a change. You are on the precipice of it, globally. It isn't to say there's going to be a global event that's going to occur, but consciousness itself is going to sweep across the planet. It already is. Begin to look around to each of the humans in your life, the ones that are in your stores, the ones that are across the street, the ones that walk with you anywhere that you go, and allow yourself to be immersed in their energy, their consciousness, and you will find that no matter what their physicality is doing, their consciousness is quite high. They don't have an outlet for it just yet. That's coming. So how does this play into where humanity is moving? How do you settle yourself in the uncomfortableness of what is taking place before your eyes? It is to realize that you are here with a purpose. You are here with a purpose as a divine being to change the consciousness of this planet. And it is to allow yourself to move forward in your own existence with that knowing. By doing so, that is how you change consciousness across the planet. Moving forward, there are going to be more disruptions. There's going to be more chaos. But many of you are not going to witness it. Witness it in a way that, yes, it won't affect you physically, but also consciously. You will not experience it. It'll be taking place, but you'll be displaced from it because your consciousness is already risen above it. You'll know that it's going on, but you also know that that is part of a contract for others to play out, and it will not affect your reality. And so as you move into your period of election, it is the same. Do what your human needs to do. But this time period, allow those choices to come from a much different place. It may be the same outcome, but allow the choices to come from a different place. Now understanding that even those that are on each side have come here for a divine purpose. Allowing yourselves to adjust to the divine purpose, not what the physical is here to present. Allow yourself to understand that all are connected. All are connected through the heart. All are connected to the unified field of consciousness. And all are here for one outcome of humanity, and that is the evolution of consciousness. If you have questions, please begin.
Thank you so very much for your presence today. We know that this group has not gathered by happenstance. So what is the collective purpose in each person being here today?
For as you've entered into this particular space, you have already set the container. Your consciousness has already set the container for you, well ahead of your physical entrance into this space. You see, each of you, on a collective manner, in your contract, have aligned this to come into existence. And doing so, this container of energy that you currently sit in has been constructed by each and every one of you. And this is to place you into a point at which your consciousness is receiving this highest vibrational aspect. See, it is not only the words that are being spoken, but it is the vibration as it has been expressed that carries the change, the wisdom, the knowing. And it is to begin to awaken some and strengthen others. It is to become into a place of awareness. Now, why is a container important? For each of you, construct those containers wherever you go. Because each of you carry a resonant field of healing. And as you enter into a space, the container is already built. You're going to meet a friend for coffee. The container is already built. And that is why the conversations evolve the way they do. A patient comes to see you, the container is already built between the two of you, and that is why healing is effective. See, it's what's unseen that's taking place, and that is what is to be experienced here. Your consciousnesses have built this container for you to enter into so that you hear and hold the highest vibration.
Beautiful, thank you for that. Some are speaking of 3 days of darkness. Tell us about that from your perspective.
For much has been brought forward about 3 days of darkness as far as a cataclysmic event for on your horizon of your Earth planet. Some equate it with, yes, your election that is coming up, but it is much different than that. Now, 3 days of darkness. Your humanness is going to perceive it as a complete shutdown of any communication, power, water, everything that is to sustain human life is going to be suspended for 3 days. And that might be a possibility. But it is here to understand, as you progress forward, there are going to be moments that the consciousness, the collective consciousness, the energy field that you're surrounded in shifts. And it may leave you in 3 days of darkness, meaning 3 days of no communication, 3 days of not being connected, 3 days of losing the vibrational field, 3 days of what am I doing? Where did this come from? How come I cannot connect? You begin to question your own existence. This is purposeful. So do not fall into fear when this takes place. Know that it is a recalibration of your energetic field to be amplified as you enter back into it. It has happened throughout your lifetime. Take inventory of your lifetime as you have experienced many things. There have been many periods where there has been a period of darkness. Cocooning, some call it cocooning, where you completely withdraw from the energetic cycle. So, from a physical state, yes, that is a possibility on multiple timelines. But that too is an energetic reset. That is a physical resetting of your systems to shift into a vibrational state that is supportive, not disruptive. It is needing those 3 physical days of quiet, solitude, to find the way back. So, no matter whether it is physical or whether it is energetic with yourself, do not instantly fall into fear. Do not allow yourself to be drawn into that fear cycle. Fear is one of the lowest vibrational points that will affect the physical body immediately. So remain out of the fear state. But understand this is a point of change in your existence. Embrace it as such and enjoy the process. As uncomfortable as it might be for some, it might be enjoyable for others, but it is a normal process that has been taking place for some time.
Good to know. Thank you for that. Talk to us about all of these natural disasters that are happening on the planet and any repercussions from that, or what do we need to know?
For the natural disasters, storms, hurricanes, these are events that Mother Earth does have control of. And some may question, has there been man manipulating these storms? To a certain extent, there has been some, but not to the extent that you believe. Man cannot dictate where it will go. But man, humans, consciousness, can change the outcome of it. Well, this was seen with the last hurricane that moved towards your coast. A number of beings upon this planet began to focus their energy towards it. And as it approached the coast, it began to dissipate. It began to shear itself apart. That was the effect of consciousness interfering with the storm itself. But what is the overall perspective of why are the storms taking place? Why is it necessary to have these catastrophic storms? For as it has been said, it is a focal point for consciousness. It is to reset and recalibrate a point of consciousness in a specific area so that it can flourish once again. Yes, from the human perspective, loss of life is catastrophic. One life is catastrophic. That's the human perspective, and that's the way it will always be. That is the most challenging aspect of a human life, is when there is unnecessary loss of a human life. And that is coming from a point of not being aware. But when you become aware and you understand the consciousness that is taking place, you understand, again, the point of a contract. For many, this is a difficult concept to adhere to. These aspects of contracts. And why would you end a contract in such a way? But with every ending of a contract is a positive outcome. So if it is a loss of life, do not look upon it as, oh, yes, it was a tragedy. You can look upon it that way. Yes, it was a tragedy, but do not look upon it as something you must dwell upon as it is tragic. Turn that understanding around and understand that there has been an upliftment in human consciousness, a drawing together of humans in their consciousness field to rebuild, to repopulate, to gather where they have not gathered before, crossing barriers of understandings, beliefs, truths, bringing all of humanity together, and that is the purpose. So yes, you can sit and look at it in your humanness and say, yes, it was tragic. Spend time in sorrow and grief with that. And that is appropriate. Allow the human to do so. But when you can honestly step back and observe it for what it is from a divine place, you begin to see that all of it was purposefully aligned for a greater outcome. It does not look like that right at the moment, because it is right there where you stand. But what you'll begin to see is the ray of hope, the ray of change, the energy of sustainment of a new understanding in humanity. And whether it's one storm on one side of the planet, or it's a war on the other side of the planet, or some other aspect of humanity, that is how it is to change. That's the way it has been from the beginning. This is why you've signed on for it. Whether you, in your humanness, agree with that or not, you've purposefully signed a contract to be here, now, to experience, yes, the challenges, but the change that those challenges are bringing. Rejoice in those. Rejoice in the fact that consciousness is growing. Rejoice in the fact that humans are gathering where they haven't gathered before for ultimate change. Rejoice in the fact that divine humans are here upon the planet now, the strongest of the strong, to have an overall effect across the planet. It is happening. Shift your perspective and you'll begin to see it.
Lovely, thank you. So give us some hope then. What will it look like once this change has happened and we've moved into the fifth dimension.
Even prior to moving into the fifth dimension, you'll begin to see the effects of it. Many are going to ascend into that fifth dimensional plane beginning at the end of this calendar year into the next. And what you'll begin to see is many of the humans are going to have a understanding of their consciousness that, overrides many of your consciousness. And they'll present to you here in the fourth dimension a bit differently. It'll be as if their thought streams aren't connected or adhered to seamlessly. They'll be a bit fragmented, but yet, even before they begin to speak, you'll sense a change in their existence. So what does it look like if all humanity ascends at once? Is it going to be this beautiful new earth that has been predicted? That is an individual perspective. But what can be said is, all of your systems that are currently in place, whether it is government systems, whether it is medical systems, whether it is teaching systems, any system that is functional now will no longer exist. It will be all rewritten. This is why many believe it will be a new earth. It will be a new earth upon this earth, a dimensional change of existence. As it has been said, this action of duality will begin to be dialed back. It will still be in existence, but it will not have the weight that it once did. It is still purposeful. Duality exists as long as there is physical form. That is a known. But it is to understand that your life will go on. You'll ascend into the fifth dimension and your life will go on, but things in your life will be easier. The systems will be recalibrated and reset. There will be government, but it won't be what you understand it to be today. There will be medical, but it isn't what you understand it today. See, all of the functional systems that support humanity now have been, and you understand it, corrupted on many levels. You don't have to get into the details of who and when, but yes, this has been observed for many, many years from many beings higher than you. But you have to understand, those beings that are higher than you cannot come in to intercede. You have to allow it to play out as it is today. Now, also it is to understand as you ascend into that fifth dimensional plane, and even before that, other dimensional beings are going to begin to appear in physicality. Galactic beings are going to be reunited with humanity. They are already present within your dimensional plane, but they are not seen. Many have experienced them through your meditations, your dream states. It is understanding they are here, but on a different plane of reality. They will begin to change that reality point so that they become physical with you. They've been with humanity before. They will be with humanity again to assist you in this changeover, to provide you new ways of healing, new ways of understanding technology. You see, if you were to be in their perspective, looking at your technology today, you would equate it to something of your Neanderthal time period. Your technology today is antiquated compared to what you will be receiving in the future. Many of those galactic beings are going to assist many of the humans upon the planet of assembling different types of technologies using crystals, using what is provided here upon the planet, not silicone chips and circuitry. So there is much change to look forward to. And yes, it may seem fanciful to your humanness, but understand, many of you are already experiencing many of these interactions. Do not think of yourself as being strange or crazy. You're not. It is in your awareness field for a reason. It is in your consciousness field for a reason. Allow it to grow. Express it. Build a relationship to it. Your intuitive actions in your own essence are going to grow. Communication with spirit across the veil is going to grow. The boundaries between physicality and divine, those boundaries will no longer exist, just as they had done in the early stages of humanity. It has only been through time that the barriers have been put up. This is why many say everything is in a box. That's correct. You've put boundaries around certain things. Not for the better. Allow those boundaries to be stripped away. Much can be presented now. Much can be brought into your awareness and presented to you now. But you must be willing to allow the barriers to drop and experience exactly what you're experiencing.
Awesome. Looking forward to that. So tell us then how the children who are being born now are helping us with this shift and this change. What's different about them?
For all humans that enter in to physicality at the moment of birth, at the moment that there is that incarnation into the physical form, all humans across time have a knowing of the all, because you are part of Source. You're part of the Creator, you're part of that expanse. But it is through time that it begins to be shielded. It is in time that you have to play that human role a certain way, and so you forget about that knowing. Now, what has taken place in the last 10 or so years is the children that are coming in now, they keep that awareness. There are no boundaries. This is why it is imperative for any of those that have children of that age range, begin to speak to them, but not in the normal child-parent aspect. Begin to speak here through your mind. Begin to listen to the words that are coming across differently. Shift your perspective through a divine sense of knowing, because the messages that are coming through are for humanity. They are speaking to the spirits that are around them. They are speaking to the beings that are all around them. They are speaking to your ancestors. They're speaking to all of your loved ones that have transitioned before them. They have an open stream of communication. Begin to listen differently. Foster that, grow that. Yes, they will eventually mature into an adult. They will have to function as a human and do all the human things that a human is here to do. But if you treat them as a divine being that they are, you foster that in the child, their friends understand each other on a much different level. Yes, you understand it, and it's been said for ages. The children are the future of humanity, and that is more critical now than ever. The children that are entering in now are wide open. They have everything at their disposal. Allow them to speak it. Journal it for them. Allow them to begin to journal it. Allow them to begin to paint it, craft it, bring it into physical presence, because that is the imprint for the consciousness that is needed.
Thank you for that. And a lot of the folks here in the audience are in the medical profession or metaphysical holistic healing. What do they need to know about where the medical profession is moving and how they can help to bring in these new systems?
From a very simplistic understanding, the conventional way of your medical systems, that is going to fall to the side as you ascend. That is the simplest way to understand it. It is re-engaging the beginning. And what does that mean? Humanity inherently understands how to heal itself. Humans understand how to heal themselves. This has been an inherent thing from humanity's beginning, because it was instilled in humanity from the beginning. What Mother Earth provides has always remained. Yes, it's changed over time, but it remains as a constant throughout time. It has only been a short period of your entire existence that humans got in the way of that. That is what humans do. Humans will always get in the way of what needs to be done. So, what will medical advancements look like in the future? It won't be some new piece of technology hanging on the wall. It will be you standing in front of another human and seeing exactly what ails them. You'll see their energetic field changing before you. And you will know, because they energetically are speaking to you energetically to provide you exactly what is wrong. And in doing so, then you can apply the appropriate healing process. It may be, yes, what Mother Earth provides. It may be in combination with conventional aspects, but not as the first remedy. This is an add-on. Conventional, it should be an add-on, not the primary. The physical body itself, healing-wise, will heal itself. Now, there are some caveats to that. If it is in your contract to have a particular ailment, if it is in your contract to have a physical disability, then no. There's a different lesson to be learned in that. There's a different teaching that is involved with that. You're not going to regrow a limb, you're not going to regain your sight if that's how you were coming into this life form. But why is it? What lesson are you to learn from that? What are you to strengthen because of that? That is where the healing takes place. So, there are a number of understandings that must be in play, but your medical systems are going to be turned over, and it is going to be reliant upon self to heal. The body is an energetic system. If you can calibrate the energetic system to be in a place of full relaxation, healing begins across all levels, energetic, physically, and spiritually. So it is an encompassing practice. It is coming into alignment with that understanding. It won't happen overnight, but the process has already begun. There are a number of individuals that are already in the system to begin the churn of taking it back to the human itself.
Lovely, thank you. What about those who are already seeing colors more vibrantly, experiencing emotions more fully, sounds, smells, all of that, and having this knowing of things that have already happened? What does that mean for them?
Therefore, if the question were to have been asked, 5 or 10 years ago, you would say, simply enough, the veil is thinning. That is your experience. But that was the simple understanding of something that wasn't being understood, simply put. Your consciousness field is evolving. That's what that means. Your consciousness field is stepping beyond your physicality and entering into this divine quantum field that exists all around you. And so when your consciousness evolves to that point, you are touching every aspect of your reality, not just the physical reality that you exist in. So yes, colors will be more vibrant. You'll look at the sky, you'll look at the plants, the trees, the birds, everything sensory for the physical will be amplified, because you're not just seeing that physical object, you're seeing the energy that envelops it. Your consciousness is connecting to it in a way in which it is communicating. So that is why your physical sensories are perceiving it amplified. Sounds and tastes and smells and sights, all aspects of it. You're touching and sensing and seeing and smelling the consciousness field around that you are seeing. And it is as if it is a symphony of information that is being brought into your awareness, and it is, because it is all speaking to you. For those that are experiencing this, do not allow it to go by gently. Allow yourself to take those moments when you see the vibrant colors before you, you see the vibration of that tree. Sit with it. Speak to it. Embrace it if you wish. Commune with it. There is a breath of knowledge that it wishes to share with you. The sky, as the clouds transform themselves, allow them to paint the pictures for your consciousness to be interwoven into, because that is the portal at which you will enter into the deepest realms of your consciousness to bring forth the most beautiful conversations. It is allowing yourself to surrender to what you are sensing, for that is a normal process once the consciousness has achieved that vibrational point.
Amazing. Thank you for that. You spoke earlier of us and our consciousnesses coming together to create this container. I imagine that there are a number of unseen energies and beings with us also creating that container. Can you tell us who else is here and where they are in the room, please?
And if we're just off in the corners, on the edges of the space, think of them as the guardians of that energy. You would sense them as the sprites and fairies, the terrestrial beings that have come all around to gather to hold this space for you in the physical sense. And then it is to understand, as you have been placed throughout, look around. You have left seats open for purpose. You think you have placed yourself in the back of the seating because you wish to be in the back. No, you have left spaces between yourself because, I would like to leave some space between myself and someone else. No, you have left space for those divine angelic beings who sit next to you. Many of you have already sensed it as this process began. You felt this sense of energy overwhelming as you took your seat. You leave those spaces because you are leaving them for a divine being, an angel, an archangel. It isn't necessary to pinpoint all the specific ones, for if we were to list all of them, time would extend on probably to the point at which you would become bored, because there are so many that are filling this room. The greater the space, the greater the amount of energy that is going to enter in. Many of you have brought your loved ones with you. And that is the space you've left next to you for those loved ones. Many of them are sitting here upon the stage looking back at you in awe because you are here. You've honored that call to be present in this experience. So it isn't to discount what you feel in your everyday experiences. That tingle, that sensation as you sit down, as you enter into a room. for they are filling the space before you enter in. See, it is those moments that you take for yourself as you sense that. Don't just move on. Do not continue to walk. Stop in that moment and give thanks. Thank you for filling the room. And you'll begin to have a conversation. It might be a past loved one. It might be a sister, a mother, a grandfather. It might be an archangel. It might be a fairy. It might be any being that you are connected with, that you've just had a dream about. See, they are all around you, even in the smallest of rooms. It is filled with energy of those beings and those guides that wish to be with you always. Welcome them into your physicality. They are here purposefully. You have called them in. All of you have filled this space with your divine loved ones, with the angels, with all of the energies, the galactic beings as well. They are here to fill this space for you so that you can begin to sense that experience.
Beautiful. Thank you so very much. Before we close, do you have any final remarks today, please?
For as you, as a human, move into the next days to come, do not challenge yourself by whatever decision you have to make. Do not make the decision as you're human, for that's where the challenge comes from. But begin to shift that perspective, that paradigm in your own existence. That you are here for a divine purpose. That you see everyone as a divine being. Take note of it. Take note of how profound it is when you step into a line at a grocery store or at the coffee shop, or you're sitting in your car at a stoplight and you look over to the person next to you. And you don't see them as they're human, but you see them as that divine being that is there on their contract, doing the things that they are meant to do in their lifetime. And this will bring ease to many of you in many of the choices that you have to make. Not just in the short future, but all for the rest of your life. It'll bring a peace and calm about you that you have not sensed before. Because the human wishes to have control. And you can allow the human to have as much control as you wish. If you wish to have it all, then yes, it will be challenging. But when you begin to see the world around you in those vibrant colors, and you smell it, and you sense it, and you feel it, you too sense it and feel it with the divine brother and sister that stands next to you. You look upon them differently. No matter what their belief system is. Because there's only one truth. That all are here for a divine purpose, regardless of the beliefs. You are here for a divine purpose, for the greatest consciousness exploration there is. It is the evolution of humanity. And all of you are taking part in it. So, enjoy that journey.
Wonderful. Thank you so very much for your presence today.
Thank you. And as always, the collective is here for your information, knowledge, and love.